Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys. I've been gone for a little bit, but mostly because whenever spring happens, I have to deal with the obnoxious season of allergies, and I still have a few allergies right now. But last month, when I had them, I just could not speak. I could not talk for the longest of times, and since my YouTube channels are mostly known for like one cut all the way through, there's no way I could do it. Believe me, I have tried several times throughout this entire month, could not do it. But now that I'm feeling a little bit better, and with the new Strangers movie coming out, I might as well talk about the film that started it all. So The Strangers came out in 2008. It stars Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman. They're two boyfriend and girlfriend that came off of a bad night that was at a wedding. And one thing I really love about the beginning is that they don't exactly explain to you word for word what happened. Mostly they just show you the the living room, the house itself, showing that it was supposed to be a very romantic moment. And you see on their faces that, well, it's not going to be as romantic as it seems, because, well, when he proposed to her, was not exactly the answer that he expected. But anyway, they try to make things up while they're at this vacation home, and then lo and behold, three masked strangers show up to terrorize them and also in any minute kill them. Now, The Strangers is kind of a hit and miss when it comes to critics. I mean, some critics enjoy it to the fact that it's this big mystery and this big scare movie that is basically brand new to the genre. And a lot of critics say that the movie just drags on a little bit too long, and by the way the whole story goes, there is a bunch of unneeded scenes in the middle of this film that this film could be shortened down to be possibly 20 to a half hour long. But for me, I would have to say a different level of this, because the way the movie plays out, they don't want it to be some big slasher or horror movie. More or less, it's built on the fear of strangers trying to break into your house to either harm or even kill you. That's really what the whole premise of the movie is about. And I will say this one thing: when Liv Tyler is in the house alone and you see her standing in the kitchen, in the background, in the front door hallway, you see one of the strangers show up, and you see him in the background while she's walking around. That's scary. That's scary, thinking that you're safe alone at your house, not knowing that there is someone in your house watching you. That is a fear that a lot of people have, and the way this movie played it off, that is an image that would stick in your head for a very long time. And there was no music to that scene. There was no, like, jump scare noise or anything like that. It's basically you're watching the shot alone, and as soon as you see the movement in the background, you're like, oh man, someone else is in the house. And another thing that critics have really picked up is, how is it that these strangers are going in and out of their houses without the couple knowing them? Because, well, a door slams shut and it doesn't seem like the windows are open. How are they doing this? How are they doing it? It's a horror movie, guys. That's just how it goes. And another thing that critics really deemed this is the really big one, is that if these strangers are there to kill them, then why is it they're taking so long to do the deed, to actually take them out? Well, the thing about both sides of this is that Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman are trying to figure out what is going on. They're trying to get out of the situation alive. And as for the strangers themselves, they don't just want to kill people, they want to torment them. They want to play with them. That's why whenever they're outside, you can see the strangers standing in the background looking directly at them. And also, when you look at the windows and doors, the strangers are writing messages on them. They're messing with them. They're playing with them. It's like a cat playing with a mouse before it finally takes it out. That's really what the whole situation is about. And the way the mystery builds up to the point where you finally figure out that you're probably not going to solve this mystery. That's one of the biggest shocking moments of this movie. That's one of the things that really brings me back to this film, was the fact that there is so much build up. You just want to know a little bit more about these three masked strangers, only to find out in the end that you're probably never going to figure it out. Those are scary moments. Those are terrifying moments. And a lot of people do have a phobia of people trying to break into your house. So this movie really does have its effects. So I gotta say, the first Strangers movie is pretty good. I would say it's got the horror elements that would actually get people terrified or even looking over their shoulders, especially checking their houses. When they get home from work, they would check every single room. The movie does have that flavor to it. For me, it just kind of outdated, because I do agree that there are some scenes in this movie that are definitely unneeded, and I think to myself, for example, that there were some moments where I'm thinking to myself, okay, why did that have to happen? For example, one of the boyfriend's friend comes over to check on them after the whole the whole wedding celebration that they were at. And instead of, opening up the door, calling out their names, saying his name, that he is here, basically telling him that they have a friend in there, they have an ally to help them out. No, he just walks in very, very silently, doesn't say a word, only for something bad to happen, and there's that. That's a scene in my mind where I was thinking, okay, that's a stupid moment right there, because you don't just silently walk into someone's house or even a friend's house and walk silently, because who the heck does that? If it looks like these friends are in danger, the first thing I would do is call out their names. I'm just saying, it has its great moments, and it has some moments where I have to criticize it to the highest margin. But I gotta say, the first Strangers movie is most definitely watching at least once. So guys, The Strangers, have you seen it? What did you think of it? Whatever you thought, comment down below. Also, if you really think that the new Strangers movie is really necessary, comment that down below as well. Also, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.